Greetings and welcome to ParaNerd Talk. It's the paranormal discussion program where we talk about the topics voted on by you and our friends at facebook.com/Capture Paranormal. Head over there, vote in the polls, and we'll talk about whatever you want us to talk about. So on this episode, oh, by the way, I'm Jason. We got Bryce. We got Mike. Capture Paranormal. This episode, it's Paranormal TV and Movies Part 2, the sequel.
Yes.
We had our first talk about this earlier in the early days of the ParaNerd Talk.
Mm-hmm.
So we brought it back and we put it on the poll and it won. So
yeah, because there's lots of fun stuff to talk about.
There's lots of new stuff coming up, and I know I want to start at next year, 2020.
Mm-hmm.
We have Ghostbusters 3.
Yes.
Finally. After all these years.
Made by Reitman's son, right?
Jason Reitman.
Jason Reitman, and he was a bit character, and
was he?
Yes, he was a little boy. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
I'm very excited about this one.
Yeah.
Especially with him being at the front of it.
Yes.
And from what I've seen on Instagram, things like that, because I follow the Instagram, it seems like it's going to be a lot of practical effects. Things like that. I don't think they're going to go too major into the CGI, which I'm a huge fan of because I don't like CGI.
Yeah.
I'm totally in old slasher films and you know the practical stuff. So to see Ghostbusters kind of keep the whole thing going with that, sticking to the original kind of concept, I'm super excited for it. I think it's going to be great. Just I don't even want to talk about the 2016 Abomination.
It's just to get that out of the way. It's not who was acting in it that made it terrible. It was the producer,
who
made it terrible.
Yeah, it all came down to it being a feminism thing or whatever.
Yes. If you didn't like it, you're a misogynist.
That was absolutely garbage because it was nothing to do with that. The writing sucked.
The writing was terrible. The actors, like the directing behind it, was terrible.
Right.
Because they were being pushed to be funnier.
Well, it seemed to me that it was like the day after Harold Ramis passed away.
Yes.
All of a sudden they have the script, they got it, they were videoing, they got everything ready to go, and it was out in like a month.
Yeah.
Like they put no time, no effort, no anything. They took the Ghostbusters logo, stuck it on the poster, and said, "Give me your money."
Yeah.
That's all it was, in my opinion.
Exactly.
I don't care if they had who else acting in it. It wasn't just an all girls. If it was mixed, it was whatever. Yeah. I don't care. Like none of that mattered to me.
Yeah, I was all aboard the hype train when I first heard about that 2016 Ghostbusters coming out. I was like, oh boy, they're coming out with another Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And I started hearing more about it. It's like, I'm scared about this Ghostbusters. You start seeing more. It's like, I don't want it. Yeah. So I'm all aboard the hype train for this 2020 Ghostbusters. But I'm worried that I'm just.
It's got the right people behind it.
It's got the right people behind it, yes. But I'm worried that it's going to go down the same. Hey, this is Ghostbusters. Give us your money.
Well,
you're cautiously optimistic.
Yes.
I don't feel in my heart. I don't feel that it's going to go that way.
Yeah.
I do feel that they have the right people behind it, and that just by the things I've seen already, like with the little trailer they had with the old barn, and it had the old nostalgic music in it.
Yeah.
The sound effects, and then it goes in, and you see the tarp fly up, and it's the Ecto one under there, and it's just like things like that.
Not Harold Ramis. He's not on it. No, that would be a great Ghostbusters. But they do have the original cast, the three of them.
Yeah,
from what I understand.
I heard that. Haven't heard too much about the storyline.
Yeah. There's a lot of speculation flying around on the internet about the storyline.
Right. Nothing official.
Nothing official. No.
I mean, the route they should have gone if they were going with the previous Ghostbusters. I mean, the easy storyline to go is to have either their sons or daughters form the new Ghostbusters, or have Oscar from the second one grown up now, and being involved in it, taking the reins, doing their thing, and having the other ones, Venkman and them, kind of backing him and helping him along the way. But that way they could keep those guys back. They're still in the movie and everything.
Yeah.
Keep them back and have this new recruit kind of, team learning and going out and doing the thing.
Kind of like what they tried and failed with Star Wars.
What happened there?
Well,
I've only seen like the first original 3.
Yeah.
And then I think I saw the one with Jar Jar Binks in the theater.
That was
that was the
No
other
wonder you didn't see the rest of it.
But in the new trilogy, again, it started off. J.J. Abrams. It started off pretty good. J.J. Abrams is a decent director, but J.J. Abrams is kind of like M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong.
Hit and miss.
Where he's a one-trick pony.
Oh, okay.
His big idea is I have to build mystery boxes and make the audience wonder what's going to happen next.
Right.
But then I never tell them what's going to happen next. They have to try to guess.
Yeah.
But I'm never actually going to show them. So he sets up all these things, and then Rian Johnson, who's a capable director, but again, I think the problem that happened with Star Wars is it was, and this is not really a paranormal talk, but it's kind of relaying into my fears about where Ghostbusters is going to go.
Yeah.
It was the corporate execs that kind of wrecked what happened.
That seems to happen with a lot of movies. Is they have the initial script,
Yeah.
and then you have all these people throwing their hands in there and
Yes.
throwing their opinions, and they're changing this, changing that, and all of a sudden you have a big mass of garbage at the end.
Yes, and the concept behind the Star Wars was that exactly, where you've got Han, Luke, and Leia. You've got the original 3 heroes handing down the torch to the new heroes.
Okay.
But it was poorly executed. I left Avengers Infinity War with a tear in my eye, not because of Avengers Infinity War, but because I was like, well, if Disney can do this with Avengers,
why can't they do it with Star Wars?
Why did they take... So,
so what do you think? How do you think they're going to go with the storyline Ghostbusters?
I do hope that it's a passing of the torch, but I hope it's better executed than what the Star Wars was. That I've got high hopes, low expectations.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing. You don't want to get super psyched, right? But, because then you'll be the higher you put the bar. You know, then you'll see it. It didn't exceed your expectations.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm excited for that. I know you are too, Mike.
Oh yeah.
We kind of talked about that on our previous road trip Bayfield episode, but that was like the day after they announced it, so that was fresh in our minds.
Mm-hmm. There hasn't been too much released about it since, other than just kind of little nuggets here and there.
Like I said, if you check out the Instagram, they've been starting to post pictures of them doing like little things here and there, and like I said, it's all been like practical effects things, and just for the promotion of it and whatnot. But
then I hope that they don't get like what was that? The Thing from the
Thing?
Yeah, from the 2000s. Like there was the Thing remake in the when was that? 2000.
There was like 2 remakes.
In 2000,
like 2009 or something like that.
2009? Was it that long ago?
It was a while ago.
But originally, that one had a ton of practical effects behind it.
Yeah.
And I saw behind the scenes of the practical effects and how amazing they were, and then the Hollywood execs got in there and like, no, take all that out and you're going to replace it all with CGI, and it turned out to be an atrocious movie. I hope, again, high hopes, low expectations. About with Ghostbusters, like you say, it's going to be a lot of heavy practical effects. But then what happens when the studio execs come in and say, "Well, no, we can't
cut costs."
Yeah, we need to cut costs.
Way cheaper.
Or what happened with the Thing was they had filmed entire sequences. With practical effects of like the one character was the Thing and he split in half, and that was all practical effects. And then they CGI'd it over, and it was like watching CGI like Matrix level.
Now, was that just to try to appeal to the more modern fan base?
I think so. I think the studio exec didn't take into account who the fans of the Thing were.
Right.
and that these people appreciated
Yeah, the old
visual effects, the old school visual effects, even if it may not look completely realistic, you still appreciate the art behind it.
Yeah, I honestly, I rather watch something and, you know, even if you get that split second, say, shot from the front where you can clearly see it's a dummy or like
the old zombie movies were.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they get hit with the axe or whatever it is, and that doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
When I see it, doesn't like you know what you're watching is not real to begin with.
Yeah.
So to see something like that, it's not going to take it. Does for me personally, it doesn't take me out of it at all or anything like that. I'm still getting the impact, and I'm understanding the work being put into it to make it, to make it fit in the movie or whatever is a TV show.
Yeah.
But I'd much rather, I don't even care if I see the actual, like...
And that's why I prefer, personally, the more independent films as opposed to the mainstream films, especially in the horror genre, that, like in the mainstream films, they destroy it.
Well, modern horror has just been terrible for the past, like, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It's all like, how much blood can we spill? Well, that's not what horror is about. Horror's not about how much blood you can spill out. It's about scaring the audience. I was just saying before we started recording this, I watched last night. It was a British. The British always have very interesting horror movies. Watched on Netflix called Ghost Stories.
Right.
Ghost Story.
That's the one I was confused.
That's the one
I know I had seen one of them, and the one was just boring.
Yeah, so there's Ghost Story, where it's actually a romance about a guy who dies, and he comes back as a ghost, and he walks around in a sheet, and
that must have been the one I was watching.
Yeah, and I haven't seen that one. I thought it looked interesting at first, and I did some research into it and found it's a romance.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know. And then I saw Ghost Stories, and that's got Martin Freeman in it, and Martin Freeman's an amazing actor. And it's an anthology where basically what it is it's about a guy.
Was there like 3 different stories?
Yeah, there was three different stories, but it was kind of threaded together.
I don't. We're on a creep show.
Yeah, exactly.
One of them was anthology horror movies.
It was threaded together that it was about a guy that he had a TV show where he would debunk psychics and
James Randi style. Maybe.
James Randi style, yeah. And he got his inspiration from when he was a kid, when there was another essentially James Randi style guy that would do the same thing. But then that guy mysteriously disappeared, and then one day he gets a letter from the guy, and the guy says to him, what if everything we were trying to debunk was true? And he goes, I've got these 3 cases that I've never been able to solve. And I want you to interview and tell me. So that's what it's set up as is. Each case is a different story about the paranormal, and there's a little twist at the end, and I won't get into that, but it's
spoilers.
Spoilers. But there's a healthy mix of practical effects with a little bit of CGI to kind of augment the feel.
A little bit of CGI is fine. Just not like the whole screen. That's why I haven't even seen Aquaman yet, because I know it's just a slew of CGI garbage, and I'm just not into that.
Although guilty pleasure is the Marvel movies, where that's just like CGI crap everywhere, but it's still a guilty pleasure. I think.
That one, the Marvel movies are definitely guilty pleasure, because I go watch everyone in the theater.
Yeah,
I'm not going to go opening day and stuff. I usually wait a couple weeks and go in on a cheap day and watch it or something. But so another interesting, I guess, paranormal-ish show that's going to be making a resurrection is the Twilight Zone.
Yes, I saw that.
Headed up by Jordan Peele, who did Get Out and Us.
That was Get Out was an amazing movie.
So he's kind of the mastermind behind the resurrection of the Twilight Zone. Mike, I'm excited for it. I can't wait to watch it. they had their big Super Bowl commercial. I thought that was really cool.
Which, that was how I knew.
Yeah, I kind of interrupted the Super Bowl and
Yeah.
that thing. I thought that was cool. But yeah, I'm excited for that one. It's going to be interesting to see what they exactly do with it, though. If it's going to be kind of reinventions of the previous episodes. Or,
Well, yeah.
because they kind of did everything in the
They did.
Twilight. There's not much other, like, nowhere else really to go.
But the other thing is the original Twilight Zone was maybe they'll delve into that of update the original Twilight Zone was more social commentary.
Oh, yeah.
About kind of like what Black Mirror is today.
I've heard a lot about that. I've never watched it.
Black Mirror is kind of Twilight Zone-y, but it's more technological. It's like, what if technology ran amok?
Oh, okay.
And it kind
Like
of
the itchy and scratchy robots when they start taking over.
yeah,
Sorry.
exactly. No, there's like they all kind of intertwine with each other too, and they all take place in the same kind of universe where the technology exists everywhere. And there's just all sorts of different ones, like what if you could transfer your consciousness into a computer?
Oh, okay.
And you actually, like, you're not transferring your consciousness completely into a computer. You're just impressing your personality into this computer, but now that is your personal assistant because it knows how to make your toast and it knows how you like your coffee and stuff like that. But then it thinks that it is a real living person.
Yeah.
And you just regard it as a piece of technology.
Right.
And it's like this thing is existing in this empty universe.
Yeah.
With nobody to talk to.
Yeah.
And the only thing it has to do is push buttons.
Right. Yeah, so it makes me wonder if the new Twilight Zone is going to kind of go with that route, with more technological, modern.
Yeah.
Assuming it will.
Yeah.
But like going back, I don't like necessarily. There's so many iconic original Twilight Zone episodes.
Yes.
That'd be hard to kind of recreate them.
Yes.
Like how would you recreate the To Serve a Man or whatever? You know, like the one where the aliens come down and they find their book or whatever to serve a man, and they think they're trying to help them. And it turns out, oh no, it's a cookbook.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're eating man.
Yeah.
But like to turn that into something modern, things like that should probably be left alone.
Yeah, and a lot of the fears from the 1950s are no longer fears of today.
Right.
Like threat of nuclear war, the one with Burgess Meredith.
Okay. Yeah.
When he went into that bunker and nuclear war happened, and he was the last man alive, and he had time to read all the books. But
until his glasses fell. Yeah, and he broke his glasses.
And but then that's the other thing is we know all the twists of the original Twilight Zone episodes. How do you add those? Now they did do it in the 80s.
There was another reboot,
That's right,
and it was pretty good. There was another one with Forrest Whitaker too. Then
in the Twilight Zone or different?
Yeah, no, Twilight Zone in the mid 2000s. Yeah,
like a third one.
Yeah,
third remake.
Yeah,
I only know the second one.
Yeah, the second one was interesting. That one I always mix that up. Do you remember Amazing Stories?
Sounds familiar.
That was a Steven Spielberg one, and that one was kind of Twilight Zone-y thing, but it was more family friendly. And that one was like, grandfather was going senile, and he was waiting for a train, and then one day a ghost train shows up, and grandfather gets on and leaves with the ghost train. And so it was more touchy feely, where Twilight Zone's always kind of that, it leaves you that weird scuzzy feeling at the end. It's like,
another thing I read recently, I don't know if it's true, Mike, you might know more about this than me. Apparently ghost hunters are reuniting. Did you hear about this at all?
No, I've never heard about that.
I read that ghost hunters might be reuniting for another season or something.
I'd be into that.
Yeah. Well, because I know you like the original Ghost Hunters.
Yeah.
Right? What's the story like? Do you know why they wouldn't be reuniting or something, or they just were kind of sick of it at the time?
Well, I know Grant started focusing on his board game business, but I don't know really a whole lot more about it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's something I came across. I'd have to look it up again because I don't remember now. But yeah, I thought that would be interesting. Like, you would watch it if it came back.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just be interesting who exactly all comes back together, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they brought the whole gang back.
Yeah.
They bring what's his name back? Brian Hernwall back.
I don't think that'll happen.
I don't think that'll happen.
But
But that's when I enjoyed it was because he presented that personal conflict, where in later seasons they kind of concentrated more on evidence. I think that it would have been interesting, but then how do you justify keeping somebody on who fakes evidence and you catching that they fake the evidence? But even like just leave it as the interpersonal drama going on between the people, and
But keep the actual
yeah.
evidence and ghost hunting accurate.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I fell out of favor with it, was when you start going, the evidence seems a little cinchy on what's going on here.
Yeah.
But I can understand that they need to do that for ratings, and if it wasn't for ghost hunters, groups like us wouldn't be.
Yeah, we've talked about that before,
Yeah.
right? Like, they're kind of the originators
Yeah.
of the whole
Even though
scene.
they were around, there were ghost hunters around.
Just
long
wasn't
before.
It wasn't culturally
Mainstream.
mainstream.
Yeah, exactly. Before that, it was like you tell people you believe in ghosts, and everybody would, you're an idiot. Where nowadays, like, oh yeah, what's your most interesting experience? And then,
Yeah, it's a definitely different state now than it was back then, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's open floor, I guess. Is there anything else you guys are looking forward to that that's coming up? Or there's that movie, Scary Stories to Tell.
I haven't heard of that one.
No, it's apparently
I've seen the trailer for it a couple times. It looks too scary for me.
Well, it's based on some books that are children's books that were written. Was it?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know when. I don't know.
Oh, I think I know the book you're talking about. Yeah, but
Now it's Del Toro's
yeah,
turning it into a movie.
Is it
I
going
think
to turn it
was
into an adult style movie, or is it
From
going to
the
be?
looks of it.
I guess from looks
Is
of it.
it?
They had a
Yeah.
trailer was it during the Super Bowl as well?
Yeah, because I saw it and I thought, yep, not watching that one.
Yeah, I saw it. It seemed like more adult driven, but
And they're remaking Goosebumps.
like the
Was it?
show or the
Yeah. I think they've already started. I think that's on Netflix already now,
I
isn't
believe
it?
so.
Yeah.
Really? I know they had the movies with Jack Black or whatever.
Yeah.
But those are kind of silly. For
Yeah.
children.
Well, Goosebumps is kind of.
Some of those old ones though, they're pretty
Yeah.
freaky, man. When you watch when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Again, with that one too, some of the practical effects on that show were amazing.
Yeah.
Those old Goosebump shows.
Yep.
I don't know.
Oh, the Pet Cemetery's coming out. That
Oh
looks,
yeah, Pet Cemetery.
That looks pretty good.
That I
it's-
will try and watch. With the lights on.
I will. I'm looking forward to that one. From the trailer, it looks a little different than the original.
Yeah.
It seems like the kids' roles have reversed, where it's not the youngest being killed. It's, I guess, the second, the girl or whatever being. From what the trailer seems like, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that one looks cool. I mean, Church is a little different as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're not going to do an exact remake to the T.
Yeah.
Which is I'm fine with. That's cool. But
Yeah, because the original, the one from the 1980s or so, wasn't that great. of a
89,
movie.
maybe?
it was good. I liked it.
It was
I like it.
good, but it wasn't. But then that was a different time back then too.
Yeah.
With horror movies where
I remember it
That was
scared
the
the
norm.
crap out of me when I was 10 years old.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Children of the Corn scared me when I was 10 years old. I think
Yeah.
it's because I had to bike through a cornfield afterwards.
Well, that wouldn't help. That would not help. Yeah, I think. I don't know. I'm kind of honestly getting tired of the remake thing going on.
Yeah.
It's been like that for a while, but now it's just getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like you think of this, like with Pet Cemetery, they had
Yeah.
Poltergeist. They tried Nightmare on Elm Street, which was terrible. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yep.
I don't understand. Even with the Ghostbusters, the 2016 version, like I said, that movie might not have failed as horribly as it did if they had a different name and its own universe.
Yeah.
if it was called Chick Ghost Hunters or something like anything else other than Ghostbusters, had a different logo, had the same actors, didn't try to go exactly as the storyline as the original Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
But I think it could have done a lot better than it did. The initial backlash from original Ghostbusters fans was just too much for it, because that's just not something you remake. You know what I mean? The idea of the third sequel coming out is the proper way to go.
Yes.
With something like that, that's so near and dear to people's hearts, right?
And Stephen King's got so many other books also that could be made into movies.
Exactly.
I'm still waiting for The Stand.
Oh, they're making a TV series on that.
Good.
Yeah, I read that too. Actually.
And but with Stephen King, it's always kind of hit or miss.
Well, they have the Doctor Sleep coming out.
Yeah.
The kind of sequel to The
Shining.
Shining. Yeah. Look forward to that one. That one should be cool.
I read the book. It was really good.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they stick with it with the movie.
They tried. Well, that's the thing with like Stephen King movies, is they're all kind of hit or miss. I did watch Castle Rock.
I've heard about that. I think I might have watched the first episode.
Yeah, it was a pretty good show.
Yeah.
Left me a bit bewildered at the end, which is good. And I'm looking forward to seeing the next season when that comes out. But yeah, it was done pretty good. But
I heard a lot of good feedback from it.
Yeah. And I watched Quiet Place and Bird Box too, to kind of do that dual blind movie,
deaf movie.
Yeah. Bird Box was okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it deserved the hype that everybody was giving.
I agree.
it.
Yeah.
Quiet Place again was okay. I don't think it deserved the hype that, although they did show the monster more, but again, it was kind of like, it was okay. It
would have been better if they didn't show the monster as much.
Yeah. I've always fell into that. I think it was Alfred Hitchcock said the most terrifying thing for a viewer is not seeing the monster or something like that.
It's the theater of the mind.
Exactly. Yeah. You're picturing what it's going to look like. And which, Bird Box went that route, but they didn't even give a hint. And then just, I don't know. I've never been a huge fan of Sandra Bullock. I don't care what she's doing. I've never been. People go on and on about how great Gravity was, and I watch them like
Congeniality.
Yeah. I watch Gravity. I'm like, it's okay. And I think that's because it goes back to her days when I think she still just chews the scenery, and she's not a great actress like everybody thinks she is. But I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that.
Yes, I'm not getting all the hate off this podcast. Thank God.
What are you talking about? Sandra Bullock is the best actress in the world.
Bryce is taking the bullets this time. Awesome. All right, so we want to thank you if you're listening on the Capture Paranormal podcast. Thanks for checking us out on iTunes or Google Play, SoundCloud, Stitcher, wherever it may be. We want to thank you. Make sure you rate, review, subscribe. You'll be able to get all the future podcasts and everything like that. You'll help us move up on the ladder if you leave us a review. Help grow our community, pretty much. Or if you're watching on YouTube, youtube.com/Capture Paranormal, we want to thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to our channel, and you'll be able to find out when all the future videos come out, all our investigation videos, everything we do. We got some Comic-Cons coming up, so we'll be able to get some cool videos from there for you guys. Patreon.com/Capture Paranormal will get you all exclusive videos, exclusive pictures, early access, everything like that. For a small donation to the team, whatever you like, shoot us a donation. You're gonna get all that exclusive stuff. Other than that, we want to thank you. And I
just remembered, by the time this comes out, we should be nearing the CK Expo. So
yeah,
come check us out at the CK Expo.
CK Expo. We got the Forest City Comic Con in London, Ontario. So we'll be at those, having fun and meeting some people, coming out and be on the podcast and everything like that. So I want to thank you again for watching, for listening. CaptureParanormal.com. Check it out, and we will see you next time.